Hello! We are hot singles in your area, and today we're presenting to you the Love Circle. And what we do is we get ideas from dating profiles, Tinder, Grindr, Plenty of Fish, and use those as our suggestions for our show today. And we asked for some suggestions ahead of time, and a couple that we got were intriguing to us. One we had was, one time I was on a dating profile and saw a couple looking for a third. And then I realized I had gone on dates with each of them separately around the same time. That sounds fun. Another suggestion that we received was there was one guy who kept photoshopping his face into other pictures, like Bob Ross, etc. Now I'm really intrigued to see if he just replaced his face with Bob Ross, or did he make himself a happy little tree? I mean, trees could be happy. If you have any other suggestions, any other things that you've seen on dating profiles that have intrigued you, excited you, made you laugh, feel free to put them in the YouTube chat, and we may use them in the show as well as suggestions. So right now we're going to go on a little journey, a little love circle, and find out what happens with our suggestions.
Tina, babe.
Yeah, babe? What's up, babe?
You're just looking really good today, Tina. You're just looking like, you're scrumptious. You're like some sort of delicious candy. I just want to take a bite out of.
Gosh. You're making me blush a little. You're not usually this attracted to me, Nika.
Uh, well, you're just looking particularly hot today. What can I say? Some days, it's like looking in the mirror.
Well, I did take a picture into my hairstylist that looks like you from maybe 10 years ago, and I thought, let's try this. Maybe it'll work. I mean, I've needed a new look for so long. I've been so like just not hot. And now I feel kind of hot. So I'm glad you noticed it.
I am literally just mwah, mwah. You're perfect. You're like, I don't know, I just like me vintage 2010 and I am drinking you up. I like all I can say, man, way to knock it out of the park.
Well, you vintage in 2010 is just one of my favorite things. I mean, that's when we had our first date, and it went so bad because I was so nervous. I'm always nervous. What's wrong with me? But look at us now. We're just two little yin and yangs.
I don't know, like I think that I was it was so shocking to meet somebody with so little self-confidence. It was like some sort of like, and it's still like I feel like I've really built you up, but I remember how shy you were, and it was ridiculous because you're so beautiful.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not only shy, I'm just like not on your brand at all. I mean, I had to like get rid of all my baseball cards. I had to like hide all my wrestling trophies, just all my I pretty much burned my Boy Scout uniform. I mean, I wasn't even allowed to I wasn't even a Boy Scout. I couldn't have been a Boy Scout. I just really liked playing one in my house. But I
I,
feel like a woman now.
I don't know, like you had the sexy Wes Anderson vibe going, like wearing Boy Scout uniforms, just like, and I don't know, it's just like we've been together for so long. You think I would get tired of smacking your ass, but I never do. Never.
Well, and I just love the way that you've just loved me and I've loved you, even though we've like had, multiple breakups and getting back together. I know, I mean, it's scary for me, but also very exciting for you, apparently. And so I'm willing to, I think history shows that I'm willing to make it, exciting for you.
You're always willing to make it get exciting for me. I'm just so glad that I found somebody that I could operate on my level. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I do. I have a request from you, Nika.
Yeah.
I think we should add a I think we should add we should add mm, mm,
Spit it out, Tina.
we should maybe we should add a third person in.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. I've been wanting to bring this up for years, but your self-confidence is like not ideal.
No,
So
it's
I
not.
just thought, yeah, so I thought if I'd been like, hey, let's bring in the third person, you'd like, no, yes, 1,000 times yes.
Okay, but I have to pick them.
Oh,
Okay? Come on, Nika, let me have some fun for once. I want to pick the third person. It was my idea. I brought it up. I had the bravery to bring it up, so I get to pick.
you may pick a selection, but I have final pick. I don't know. I don't.
You don't
I.
trust me? You don't think I could bring somebody as hot as your tasting allows and needs?
I'm just saying that there's no point in having a third unless we're both super into them. So you pick
Okay.
a selection, I make the final pick, and then boom, nailed it. Somebody we both want to bang. Oh, sorry, that's so vulgar.
I mean, banging sounds great. And so I'm gonna go into the city because there's slim pickings in this little town. So I'm gonna go into the city and see what I can find. It'll be like it's like a treasure hunt kind of thing.
Scavenger hunt. You're gonna
Yeah,
go and you're gonna hunt some sexy human being to bring back to our human cave.
definitely human. I'm definitely gonna bring back a human being, not a different kind of being.
Come on, be my baby. Come on. Come on, be my baby. Come on. Come on, be my baby. Come on. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room. Now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on. Come on, be I'm in love with your body.
So, if you were pizza topping, which one would you be?
Oh, good question. I would be sun-dried tomatoes. Not because I'm
Oh,
dry, but because I'm tasty and it takes time to, get the right texture for the pizza. And only a few people like sun-dried tomatoes, so, I'm obviously a unique flavor.
I mean, obviously, yeah. I like that. The
What
sun-dried
about you?
tomatoes are like a little bit like the pizza sauce, but not. Obviously, it's like sauce, but not sauce on top of the pizza. I like it. More tomato.
Yeah, it's not saucy, it's hard. It's like a hard sauce. It's hardened sauciness. What
You.
about you, Ross? Ross, what about you? But I want to ask a different one.
Okay.
If you were a baked good, what kind of
hmm
baked good would you be?
When I was younger, I would have said that I'm a cinnamon bun, like one of the sticky ones with like the nutty filling and like all of the oozy goozy icing on top. But actually now, I think I'm turning into an eclair.
I love eclairs. All the cream and they're long. That's the one of the perfect baked goods. You are really, you are some. Ross, I'm going to cut to the chase. This is the second time we've met at this diner for dinner, and
Yeah.
um, I'm really, I'm really, I'm really into you.
I really like you too. Like there's something something about you. Like, I don't know what it is though. There's like I just want to get to know you better. Like I want to see what's I was about to say I want to see what's on the inside, but that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I want to show you the inside. I think the inside is more interesting, frankly. The outside is just, everybody knows what the outside is. It's pretty.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like I like your outside. It's a good outside. But like, yeah, you're a bit like you remind me of a book, the new books where they have like the dust jacket on, and I always just want to like take off the dust jacket and see what the actual book is made of, like, because sure, dust jackets are all pretty and printed and things, but like I want to feel the actual cover.
texture. I know. And they're just usually so simple and perfect and just, not trying to sell themselves. The inside of the book is not trying to sell itself, but the outside cover is. Ross, I just feel so connected to you, and I can't go on any more dates with you though, because I'm in a long-term relationship, and I've got to be honest with you. And I'm sorry I haven't been honest before, but I'm on the hunt to find a third person for my relationship, my partner.
I mean, I wish you'd told me that before, but like I told you I am polyamorous, so like it's not a problem for me. But wait, so you're looking for like specifically a third? But I can't like establish a relationship with you first. I need to. How do you want this to work out exactly?
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about all that because it was just like an idea, and then my partner was like really into it, but she is very, very particular, and she won't let me just bring one person. I have to bring a menu of people. I'm really I don't know. I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place because I see how this is not fair for you at all.
That sounds like really toxic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like that sounds
mouth.
really, really, really toxic. Like
Maybe.
I think you maybe need to like talk this through properly, and like you having some sort of problems that you're trying to solve just by adding more people, because like it doesn't work that way. It's like having babies and having new partners, both of them don't actually fix the relationship. I'm sorry, that's harsh, but it's true.
No, you're right.
Like you're
so right, Ross.
And yeah, like if you sort your shit out, I will be all over you. I mean, you sound great. I don't think I want to be presented to your partner like I'm some sort of eclair on a pastry table, like an afternoon tea. I don't want to be an eclair on an afternoon tea.
No, I don't want you to be that either. I guess what I'm realizing now is that I just love people. I just like you, and I we've only met twice, and I already like love you. And I think maybe I have to. Maybe I have some work to do.
Maybe you should have a milkshake.
I don't know, I'm feeling just kind of like, what am I doing with my life, And I keep asking that question, and I keep not coming up with any answers.
Babe. Aw. Rosalind, it's fine. Like, nobody fucking knows much. It's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like everyone's been raised on this Disney bullshit, and it's like you're supposed to have this whole like plot arc that you've just planned, but it's like life doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Like it's fine if you don't have like a 5-year plan to marry a prince and get a pony and like make friends with 7 dwarves. Like,
Okay, but that all sounds
fine.
really good.
Right?
Like,
Oh
I
my
would-
god. Do you remember Jackass? I used to have like such a crush on Wee Man.
I do remember Jackass.
He was
Yeah,
just the
like-
coolest one.
I mean, he just went for it. Yeah.
Right? Like, that's how I want to go at life. Like, Wee Man and Jackass, just like, phew.
Like before the
Yeah.
episode, they're like, "We're gonna throw you into a lion's den or something," and he's like,
Right?
"That's Wild Boys."
They're all like, they've all merged together in my head by now. I feel it's just like one big glob of whatever that early 2000s stuff was. There was like War and Jackass and Green Day and stuff.
I feel like that's
And
also
funny
when they
hairstyles.
started like pranks, but like pranks as like a crime, you know, where it's like that's not a prank, that's property damage, you know. Like I don't want to do
Right?
that with my life, but I don't know. It's like I want to do too many things, but I've never spent enough time on any one of them to like make that one thing be a job. And no one seems willing to just hire me to do like 20% of 5 things. That's
The
not-
jack of all trades thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a part of me that just wants to go, huh, you can turn to be a business analyst for like $500 and be rich. That's basically what they do, but I feel like that's not actually the advice you want here.
Yeah. I think that would make me more miserable because then I wouldn't have the question of like, what am I doing? I'd have the question of like, am I making the world worse? And then I think
Yeah,
I
'cause
would
you
have an answer, and the answer would be yes. Unless there's,
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I feel like we all have these like questions, not to like lessen yours, but it's like, I feel like I'm kind of being sold the idea that my job should be such a big part of my life, and like maybe it fucking doesn't. Like maybe I should just do something that keeps you alive, that you just need to do like 5 hours a week. Though those things don't really exist unless you're a business analyst selling your soul.
Yeah, and like I'm so uninterested in at this point in like caring about how I participate in capitalism. Like I just want to live.
What if
Yeah.
you like marry someone who wants a green card, who's like already rich, but can't just buy one?
Oh yeah. Be like, hey, you wanna infiltrate America? I got you.
Yes.
Maybe I should
I
advertise
mean-
it that way. That won't get me flagged or anything.
Not at all, I'm sure.
The people will survive. And then,
Oh, sorry. Go on.
well, and that's basically how it ended. It was 10 years of marriage, and then I was just out and left with basically without a home. Just
Wow.
my family's money, really, but no one to spend any time with.
Oh, so you're just looking for someone to keep you company and spend your money and secure your right to live in this country as you flee your
My
estranged
family's,
family?
well, they won't be very happy with me. I can't really go back there. So really,
Doesn't sound like that.
I mean, what I had was basically like the movies that you have from this country. The what is it called? Disney, right? No,
Disney.
something. Yes, that's the
It doesn't
thing.
look like a D. I know it's confusing for us too.
Yes, I thought it was Disney for the longest time because it
No,
looks
that's a
like a
different
D.
company.
Ah, yes. I think I've used some of their products. They're very different,
High quality.
very high quality, excellent molds. Very. I like the ribbed versions.
They're
They're
so lifelike. I know it's amazing.
I know, but I had that life, just living in my family's well estate house. Really, we called it the palace, but it wasn't really a palace. But it was a very nice house. And me and my wife, who my parents picked out for me, of course, because, marriages of convenience, got to secure our reputation and our relationship with the other rich families.
Yeah, kids are
I
basically
thought
a resource for royalty, right?
pretty much.
Like, cool. We had
It's,
we had a son. That means we can bring in a wife. Oh, we had a daughter. Okay, cool. That means we can like sell her to another family to make their kids and have a blood link. Like it's kind of human chattel, isn't it? Like, is
it
that
basically
disrespectful
is.
to say?
I mean, definitely not respectful to them, but I don't really care. I don't want to respect them because of how they've treated me and the rest of my family. My parents they're basically just in it for the money and the reputation. And I mean, I have some of that money now, but I don't want to use it the same way they did.
I think that's really admirable. And I mean, honestly, I'd love to help you out with that. Like, if you're wanting, to kind of set down roots here, I'd be more than happy to provide like a plot of soil and some shovels and fertilizer. I don't know. I've never planted a tree. They're
I've
usually
never
just
planted
right
a tree
there.
either. It was always the servants and the help that did that. Planted the trees in our 5-acre grove in the backyard and fed all the swans that were in our ponds.
Oh, swans are so mean.
They, my sister got her ear bitten off by a swan.
Like the whole
Just,
ear?
yeah, she was on a little paddle boat on the pond, and a lot of people don't know this, but when you make a splashing noise with a boat in the water and you're kind of drifting through it, it seems to a swan like it triggers some natural response in their brains that makes them think it's another swan coming to attack them, and so they just they have to retaliate. They think that the territory is being threatened, or at least
Yeah,
that's how the doctor explained it to us. As
that makes sense. Was she in a
he was
swan
also
boat?
explaining that the ear was lost forever in the belly of a swan, and my sister would have to get a prosthetic.
Wow, that's a lot. Like, does she have a prosthetic ear? I guess the outside of the ear is all mostly kind of like, I guess if you had like
It's
a
like
mold of it, you don't have any like organs in the ear itself. So it could, oh, that's just fascinating. Also, I'm so sorry that she got her ear bitten off. I should have said that first.
oh, thank you. Yes, uh, it's mostly like cartilage in there, like cartilage and skin covering it. So yeah, you can make a replacement out of metal, which is what she did.
Oh wow, does she have like different sound quality in both sides? Like, does it always sound a little tinny in one ear? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to, you know,
Well,
turn
she's
your
told me that
sister's
since she got
childhood
the
tragedy into like a fun science experiment.
now listen, we're both very scientifically minded. It's one of the things that our parents really didn't like about us. They thought we should be focused on, politics and people stuff, but we were both just very interested in, the natural sciences, biology, chemistry. And we figured out that the new ear actually gave her the ability to hear into the ultrasonic frequencies. So whenever anyone blows a dog whistle or anything within like a mile radius of her, uh, she can hear it.
Wow, that how often does that happen? Like, Seems like it could be a lot of dog whistles, especially if you like live near a dog park.
Oh, we live near a hunting ground where people like to take their dogs out.
Oh,
On a
right.
family
Royalty don't have dog parks. You don't live in apartments.
Yes. So she's had to live in the basement mostly, and I've had to
Is she still
take
there?
all the brunt of my parents' expectations because, she can't go out and be married off to someone.
Well, why not?
Well, my parents don't think that she's marriageable because of the ear situation. And I guess they didn't realize that I myself have kind of a similar situation that I never told them about. But,
What situation?
oh, it's very embarrassing. It wasn't a swan for me. It was a duck, which is worse because they're smaller.
They're meaner.
Oh, yes, ducks are terrifying animals. And I was personally diving to the bottom of that pond in order to retrieve a locket that I had tried to steal from my father and pawn off. But the ducks found me, and they thought that the shiny thing was something that should belong to ducks and not people. And so they bit off a part of me that I shouldn't mention in polite company. But I did get it replaced.
I mean, I'm not particularly polite company, so you can tell me.
Well, I mean, the metal that I replaced it with does have some interesting qualities.
Are these qualities that maybe I could find out firsthand if they're what I think they are?
Well, let's just say that I did cooperate a bit with an engineer from Disney.
Oh. The perks of royalty.
I am so glad that you introduced me to the exclusive royalty-only dating profile service. I've been having so much trouble finding people to go out with since I also decided to leave my arranged marriage. Prince, it's just, I feel such freedom now.
I know. I am obviously so grateful to the person that helped me get into this country. And, she also introduced me to polyamory, which is something that our parents, I'm sure, would never have accepted about us.
I mean, it's definitely like, I feel modern. I mean, our country was so like stuck back in the like, you woman, you man, marry, babies. That's not the whole point of living anymore.
It's all about the babies, isn't it? Just accruing wealth and accruing power and never actually going out and living.
I mean, I got so tired of being recognized by the paparazzi everywhere we went back at home, so I'm glad that we came here to the US, and I've been trying to get dates on these dating profiles, but I kept having to Photoshop my face on other people's bodies or my bodies on other people's faces. I even tried Bob Ross at one point because I'm like, maybe someone will be into that. But it wasn't getting me anywhere till I got onto Royaler. Royaler. It's hard to say without, they always take out letters. Why do they do that?
I don't know. It's like an American Silicon Valley thing, but I guess they just think every letter costs more money, maybe. And so the shorter they can make their app name, the better their profits are going to be. Anyway, it's been really nice hanging out with you. It's nice to have someone who understands our situation. And it's not like our situation is all that bad compared to what a lot of people have to go through, because we still have a lot of money.
Yeah, it definitely makes dating convoluted and complicated. I mean, I know I know like we're distantly related, so like at some point they were talking about us getting married because they don't care about the bloodlines being commingled, but that's just ooky. That was just ooky to me.
My grandfather is also my grand uncle. It's the family tree is more of like one of those vines that just goes straight up.
It's like a vine that goes straight up and then it like curves around like a weird phallus shaped things, and then little babies sprout out the top because that's all they cared about was little princes and princelings.
I'm honestly kind of glad that I'm not actually going to have any biological children. Like, I don't have to worry about that. That immense pressure from my parents is just gone.
You're so optimistic. Anything that happens to you, you just roll right with it. I admire that so much about you. I mean, like, if you had a twin brother, my life would be perfect. But instead, you're going to help me find love here in the U.S., and then you're going to find love, and then we're just going to live like a beautiful, carefree life with all of our money. That sounds
About that, I've actually started a charity. It's pretty small so far, but we help people who have been the victim of bird-related accidents. And they're a lot more than you think. I mean, birds are terrifying. Right around Thanksgiving time, when people go after turkeys, the casualties are about equal on both sides.
That sounds extremely kind and very specific. I wish you a lot of luck with that. I have not been the victim of a bird-related violence, but I empathize with everyone that has. I'll get my checkbook. I could definitely donate. Do you need like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000? Would that be enough?
Oh, you don't have to, but I mean, yes, anything you'd be willing to provide. The children really do need a lot of replacement body parts.
There you go.
Look, I don't want this meeting to be. Oh, thank you. I don't want it to be all about money and business, though, because you're in the same situation that I was. You escaped a family that just wants different things for you than you want for yourself. So I want to help. I have a dating network that I think I could introduce you to. Would you be interested in that?
Is it more exclusive than Roiler? Because I definitely would. I keep running into the same people that I've also had other dates with before on there. It's getting confusing.
Yeah, it's a very small and intricately connected network. But I'll introduce you to some people that I think you might enjoy. They're pretty talented.
Ooh.
Just a second, I need a drink of water.
Let me grab one too, because, oh, man. What was that thing that you did with the...
That was something I call the reverse cowgirl gets curious hog tie flip flop.
I've never experienced anything like that, and I wish to experience it many times again.
Shucks. Bobby, I hope you don't mind if I stop using your title since we've been intimate now.
I think that's allowed. I'll allow that. I won't send you to the dungeon.
Oh. Well, I would be happy to go to a dungeon. I am very into that. Oh, sorry. I was taking notes down. Whenever I have a new lover, I always try to write down what they like. Sorry. Reverse cowgirl, hog tie slip slop. Sorry. I don't know. I have index cards. I just like to make sure everybody's well taken care of.
That is both kind and a little like organizational sexy. What's the terminology for that? When someone's just like super organized, like business sexy?
I'll take business sexy. I feel, some people call me arrogant. I'll just sometimes I act like a boss. Sometimes I don't.
It's really interesting. My cousin Jeff, well, Prince Jeff, but I mean Jeff. He definitely had a way of helping me meet some people. I'm new to the polyamorous lifestyle. I definitely appreciate the warm welcome that you've given me.
Well, I hope you like it. I just it all started because my SO and I were kind of unicorn hunting, and she just loves people so much. It was just like, but I didn't want to fuck everyone she liked. So, I mean, I'm not gonna have sex with somebody out of obligation to my sweetheart. So, we just decided to open all the way up.
Well, it's like I had an obligation years ago to just marry whoever my parents threw at me, and I said no. So that makes sense that you would just say, like, I have a feeling in my heart that I want to do this. I want to just be with people and experience love for many people, as opposed to society or your SO telling you, do this.
Well, yeah, I think that she's much bossier than she realizes. Just because she's shy, she doesn't think she's bossy. But yeah, I think that it's one of the hard things is like expectations, because I always expected to be monogamous. I was with Tina for 10 years in a close relationship, and I was ecstatic the whole time. Um, I just really dug her, and now I can dig you too.
I'm getting a little distracted thinking about two bossy people in a room with me. Maybe you should write that down on your note card. Intrigued by bossiness.
Would you be interested in meeting Tina? Like, I don't want to think I've matured enough to stop unicorn hunting, but if you magically dig both of us,
I mean,
that
there was
would be a
a unicorn on my family crest. I
Are you
can bring
Scottish?
it out.
A Scottish lady. I've always had a thing for Braveheart, and sorry, I really love heraldry, so I know that the unicorn's on the Scottish royal family arms. It's actually pretty kinky because it's a unicorn, but it's like in chains sexily, and I don't know. Sorry, I'm just getting way off the map. Um,
I,
I don't. Sorry.
I like going off the map. I like exploring new things with you.
Oh,
Big boss, big time business. Make me your mark, and I take you one by one. I got big boss, big time business. Make me your mark, and I take you one by one. I got the knob full of dinner. I got the key to the system. I got the beat, let it hit down.
Right. Okay, come closer. I need to see your chest. Right, okay, just
Alright.
stand and then okay. You're gonna look great.
Thanks.
So hi Jeff.
Never done this before.
I mean, I just wanted to make you a nice little thing because I like your chest. It's a good chest, and I think it will look better with some pretty ribbon on it. How are you holding up? You've been doing a lot of exciting stuff recently, haven't you?
I have. both in my charity work and in my personal life, I've been kind of living. I think I was stuck in this paradigm for such a long time because of my controlling family. And now I've just been doing so many different things and trying so many things that I think if you average it all out, I've had probably a normal life. Just from 10 years of one thing and then 5 months of 500 things.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I think sometimes you're a bit like, I'm so special. Like, not to put you down or anything. I mean, you know, I love you to bits. But, like, you're all like, oh, this thing bit off my penis. But, like, some of us weren't born with one. Like, mine's fake, too. It's fine. Like, I don't know. You weird. Come here.
Yeah, well, I think we are what we make of ourselves, right?
Right? Yes.
Whatever you decide to be, that's kind of who you were all along. And it's something that's
Right?
coming out.
It's
It's
like,
not something-
yeah, you're born royalty, but then you like you do kind of have to decide what to do from there. Like, and I know that this is a thing with lots of royalty. Like the future, like the Princess of Norway recently won the Norwegian championship in surfing, of all possible things. Like, it's
Oh,
yeah, you're
Princess
born
of
into
Norway.
something, but you can make your own life within those roles. Like, that's true for all of us, not just royalty, right?
Yeah, oh, I love the Prince of Norway. He's such a sweetheart. We had a vacation together in the Swiss Alps. You know what? I kind of see your point on me sometimes being a bit too much with like the I'm special thing.
Like, I get it, but like, we're all fucking special, right? Like, my
Yeah.
family's weird too. My family had expectations too. My family was like, get pregnant and shit. And I was like,
Who?
nah, I'm gonna go get rid of my boobs and like start making bondage gear to put on Etsy and just like live life. And maybe I'm weird, but also I feel really normal. I feel so boring and so normal, and it's great, right?
Yeah, it really is. It shouldn't be weird to have expectations placed on you and not fit them. That should be
Right.
normal because those kind of expectations are not healthy. They're not something you should be putting on your kids.
Right? Can I show you something, by the way?
Yes.
You know how I was using this to cut my fabric, right? And like, it's wooden, so I kept cutting into it because sharp things and wood don't match well. Well, I got myself a nice actual sewing cutting rulery thing, and it's big and you can see through it. And
Oh, I like that noise. I think, I've been bad today.
right? Yeah, you've been so up yourself.
It's
I
true.
think someone needs to knock you down a couple of pegs.
I have been really up myself. Maybe I need something else up me instead.
Ooh.
We are caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royal. It's a run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy.
Hi. Hi again.
Lady Bobby in the house in the park. Sister, I heard you've been dating my sweetheart.
I guess you could call what we've been doing dating. We haven't really gone to many places. We make
Oh, she
plans
does-
to go places, and then we get distracted.
Oh, I know that. I lived with that for 10 years. I didn't leave the apartment practically. I was completely being trained. I don't know. I love her. She's amazing. Keep her in your life. She's definitely in mine, but my goodness. The moment I wanted a third person in here was really me crying out for, hey, go see some things. Hey, go leave the apartment.
Well, what have you seen so far? Like, you definitely look like you've been having your tan. You look happy.
Well, I've seen a few things. I've been humiliated. I have felt terrible. A lot of guilt and shame rushed right past me as if I were just being overwhelmed in the river behind us. And now I'm just me. Just me. Tina the plain and tall.
I wouldn't call you plain. I mean, you did just get a makeover not too long ago, you were telling me the other day, but I mean, your whole life is changing. Like, you can't say that things are plain. You're exploring new things, you're dating new people, you're going all over the place. It sounds like you're a little overwhelmed, but there's got to be something good in there. Like, just a tiny bit of good, just a little smidgen, just a little.
Just a little bit of good. Your hands are so soft. Oh, you have the softest touch. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Ask me anything.
If you were a baked good, what would you be?
I don't know. Sometimes I think I'd be an eclair because they're really complicated to make. Like, you got to make them just the right way so they're like puffy and not soggy. And you can fill them and ice them in so many different ways. But like the classic, like chocolate on top. I don't know. I think I'd be an eclair.
I love eclairs. I haven't met an eclair in so long. The first eclair I met, well, he really read me the riot act. I was I don't know. I don't want to call myself dumb, but, naive and also just like, ugh, there's so much to learn in Loveland. Loveland! Oh, it's heartbreaking. And, sometimes you get bit by egrets along the way, and that's just hard.
Well, my cousin has a charity for that. But anyways, I definitely think that, I've been spending a lot of time with Nika, but I'd love to spend some more time with you too. And it doesn't even have to be like anything. Like, we can actually go, we can explore. I've got all this money I don't use. Like, we can go on some trips. Like, you've been stuck in the apartment. Let's go to Morocco. Let's just go someplace.
We can go to Morocco? People
We
can
can
go
go
there?
anywhere. Yeah, we can go anywhere.
Well, back in the old days, my favorite thing to do was trace maps on tracing paper and color them in with colored pencils. The colored pencils are the best part of geography class. Let's get real. And I just would dream. I would dream of traveling. And Lady Bobby, if you can love Nika and you can also love me, then you can love anybody.
That's exactly the whole thing that I found out with my life. Like, love is just too big. It's just too big.
Big. It's too big. It's too big. And as soon as you think you know what it is, it's really not that. You just have to you kind of have to show your cards. You can't really keep them that close. You have to show them so that people know how to work with you and love you, and touch you. Touch my cheeks one more time.
Mean more than that. Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? It may seem to you that I'm acting confused.
Thank you so much for joining Hot Circles in your area for exploring the Love Circle. We never know where we're going to end up. Apparently, we invented a whole new app today. So if we can bring everybody back on stage to wave goodbye. Thank you so much for visiting, and I hope to see you again soon the next time we're online. And follow us on Facebook at Hot Singles IYA. Thank you, Highwire.
Place called Kokomo. That's where